I want to put this tiny little camera under the Maverick so you can see its suspension in action. I'm Justin Pritchard. This is the new Ford Maverick, and if you're after a small, fuel-friendly truck and you haven't driven one of these, I think you'll find that it's worthy of your immediate attention, and in this video, I'm going to show you why. So let's meet the machine on your screen. 2022 Ford Maverick, starting under 26,000 Canadian with front-wheel drive and a hybrid engine, it could be the ultimate budget-minded pickup. That's one version of the Maverick. My tester is the non-hybrid model running a 2-liter Turbo 4 with all-wheel drive, the FX4 off-road package, and a long list of features that I'll be demonstrating momentarily. With 250 horsepower, up to 4,000 pounds of towing capacity, an 8-speed automatic, and intelligent power to all 4 wheels, my tester pushed pricing up into the low 40s. Specs on your screen, and I should point out that whether front-drive, fuel-sipping hybrid truck or turbocharged 4-wheel drive and off-road ready, Maverick is built in Mexico on the same platform used by the Ford Escape and Bronco Sport, which I showed you earlier this year. Based on my impressions of that Bronco Sport, which shares its gene pool with this Maverick, I'm expecting big things in terms of road manners and rough road ride quality. Does it deliver? Well, we'll get to that shortly, but first let's size it up and get you up close to what this is and what it's got. Sideways and down into the seat, nice and easy. This is more like getting into a car than a pickup truck as you might know them. Comfortable seated driving position. I am a 5'10", 200-pound guy. This is what it looks like for me. Legs and knees are not crowded. The dashboard set far enough ahead that I can sit with my legs a little wider apart if I like to without touching anything. Heated steering wheel, nice touch on a day like this. Dial shifter down here, so we just rotate that for the gear that we want. Plenty of headroom even with the sunroof. Center armrest, I wish this kind of slid out a little bit, but it's fine, it's usable. Now let's hop in the back seat and I will show you how someone of my size would fit behind themselves. Also relatively easy to get in, very, very upright though. Definitely sitting in a much more upright position than I am up front. I would say this back seat is definitely not as comfortable as sitting up there. Headroom definitely decreased as well. I'm sitting up higher in the vehicle. You can see the sunroof bulkhead here is positioned a little bit away from my head. So while it's reducing headroom, I still have enough above me. Legroom, just about the width of my hand here. 2 USB charging ports and a household power outlet down here as well. That's handy. Nice rubberized floor liners on this. Important thing to note here, if you're trying to fold these seats up or down, it's an all or nothing deal. Pull this strap here, you can see here, either the entire seat back goes down or none of them. It's not a split folding design. That limits your flexibility. Good armrest there. So let me show you what's under this seat and how it flips up and what that means. So same thing as the seat back. It's an all or nothing deal. And you can flip this up and it stays locked up and out of the way. Handy storage bins down here. But look at the surface that gives us. So if you've got a dog that likes to hang out in the back of your truck, you may have to put something over this or have them sit on the seat here. Thing is, this jump in is a little bit awkward for some dogs because the door opening is higher at the rear than it is at the front and a little bit narrow than your pet might be used to if they're used to jumping in and out of a crossover. Remember, this truck is for a shopper who wants something that's easy to drive, park, and maneuver even in tight quarters. And in addition to a car-like handling and driving feel where it counts, it is nearly a foot shorter than a Ranger, and that puts it into the same sizing universe as machines like the Honda Ridgeline and new Hyundai Santa Cruz. Alright, so let me get you up close with some of the details and features in this cabin, and I'll also be showing you one feature that you don't usually get to see on your test drive. First thing, we go reaching for the engine start button, which is usually around here, or here, actually down there. So you can see kind of quite the reach down. It's obscured by the steering wheel. You'll get used to that pretty quickly. A little startup animation there for you. Shifting a gear with the dial shifter here. Just hold the brake. Backup camera, of course. Single angle, nice and wide. Graphics could be a little better. If you like the more traditional layout to your climate control, instead of having to navigate through a touchscreen system, you're going to find that just fine. Simple instrument cluster, big digital display there in the middle, and we can manipulate that using just the buttons here on the steering wheel. So we've got a menu, toggle switch here, click that for OK, click that for back. That allows you to call up just about any information that you want to see. And in this sort of driving that we have today, snow and ice and freezing rain and everything else happening in Sudbury, that we've been driving the Maverick this week, it's seen a bit of everything. I like to have this up, the intelligent all-wheel drive system. Lane departure system, activate by tapping on the end of the turn signal lever here. Power rear window back there. That's all the way down here. So you can see also, again, quite a reach. Storage nooks and crannies. Got a space here, wireless charging pad for your phone. Another little storage bin up here. If you're using the cord, it's going to just plug in up there for your Android Auto system. 2 proper cup holders, another cubby there. That's great for your wallet. And a nice deep center console bin here as well. Down here by my left knee, we've got the trailer brake controller, bed light, instrument cluster dimmers. I should give you a little bit of detail on a few of these other controls down here too. Drive mode selector. This is the traction control system here. This is auto hold, which keeps the vehicle in place while you're in gear. Once you come to a stop, you just take your foot off the brakes, and you have to actually press the gas pedal to make the truck drive. Turn off the engine auto stop system if you don't want that, and this turns on hill descent control, which helps maintain a steady speed if you're going down a steep and slippery hill. Electronic parking brake right there. So we've got the Android Auto interface here. If we want to get back out to the factory interface, we just press the forward button there, and now we're into their sync system. So if you're not using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, this is also one of my favorites because it's just very logically laid out, very easy to use. You've always got this home button right here that brings you back to that main screen. Android Auto back up and engaged. You've got all your different apps in here that you can use by voice command as well. And if you want to just go back to the factory interface, just press forward right here. The interior is dressed up with some rugged styling cues, chunky shapes, exposed fasteners, textured surfaces, and playful use of color and patterns. The materials won't blow anyone's socks off on closer inspection, and some of the tactile controls and interfaces look and feel a bit old school, but they're ultimately logically placed and easy to find and use. Alright, so let's check out the headlights. You don't usually get to see how these work on your test drive, so let me show you what's up. These are LED-fired, auto high beam equipped, and they are very good. After hours in the dark, I appreciated the clean white color the most because that helps keep my eyes fresh and alert, and also the spread and reach of the forward illumination was very good as well. This is a lighting system that I think drivers can take confidence from, and I was consistently impressed with the performance. Just one gripe here though, the auto high beam system is fast acting, predictable, and on the ball, though I did note more oncoming traffic flashing me than I like when my low beams were on. But on the empty highways common in my northern Ontario locale, and especially in heavy snow, these LED headlights quickly make this a truck that you'll feel quite relaxed and comfortable driving at night. And speaking of snow, we were lucky enough to have plenty of it for our filming day. Alright, so let's put that all together and see how this drives. Let me set the stage. The 2-liter Turbo 4 delivers 277 pounds of torque from just off idle speeds. The 8-speed transmission has a quick and snappy first gear, amplifying throttle response off the line. The steering is fast and quick at low speeds, like in city traffic and parking lots. The result is a small truck that feels sportier than you think. Specifically, that's because small inputs to the throttle and steering stir an eager reaction from the vehicle. It's highly responsive, nearly raring to go in traffic, and within 30 seconds of getting behind the wheel of this truck, I was surprised at how this fun-to-drive character was already showing itself. The engine and transmission work nicely together for smooth and quiet performance too. With all that low-end torque, you've got plenty of thrust for more situations without much need to get the engine spinning faster than a few thousand RPM. It's refreshingly spirited to drive, and to me, that was the Maverick's biggest surprise. I want to put this tiny little camera under the Maverick so that you can see its suspension in action. Rough road ride quality is impressive too, by carefully creating a highly rigid body structure and carefully tuning the suspension mounted to it. This FX4 equipped tester handled our rough back roads and trails like a champ. It feels solid and durable. The cabin is nicely isolated from the worst abuse from the road beneath, and I think in a setting like this, you'll find the Maverick feels and sounds both tougher and more confidence-inspiring than you think, given its size. The automatic four-wheel drive system works with no driver input required, aside from maybe using slippery weather mode on a day like this, which helps more evenly split engine power between the wheels at low speeds, and that's for improved traction and bite in deep snow. Turning it on and toggling the different modes is as easy as pressing a button. A brief moment of slip or spin, and the system electronics get to work optimizing power delivery and working the brakes individually to better translate your intentions to the road. All-wheel drive and traction-enhancing electronics work in sync to maximize grip and maneuverability, and from behind the wheel, it's just point, shoot, and enjoy. Maverick is highly obedient in the snow, allows plenty of wheel spin when needed, and like the drive and the ride, the four-wheel drive system feels expertly calibrated. Even the brake pedal feel is more confidence-inspiring than I was expecting, a strong initial bite and minimized dead space at the top of the pedal being key reasons why, though again, a dedicated winter tire is highly recommended for maximum stopping performance on snow and ice. On the highway, it feels sturdy and planted, the sporty engine and steering remain easy to appreciate, the ride is calm and comfy but a little choppy over certain surfaces, and I had no issues with noise levels. Even at highway speeds, they're kept down enough that you don't need to raise your voice for a conversation. All said, I think test driving shoppers will quickly find a Maverick like this one to deliver a pleasing balance of sporty and responsive dynamics, and a feel of truck-like durability and toughness that are easy to appreciate on any drive, and maybe especially if you live in a locale like me, where a lot of the roads are in very bad shape.
Thank you for watching. My name's Justin Pritchard. That's everything I can tell you about the new Ford Maverick. Until next time, take care and drive safe.